the idea that an adult would promote the idea of a minor of their own accord pursuing access to, in some cases, homemade hormone therapy. It's like absurd. Time to move to countries where estrogen is over the counter and start selling it on the dark web. Yeah, I'm sure there's a great countries to live in, but by all means, go ahead. I am donating thousands of dollars a year to a resource so people affected by hysterical anti-trans laws can access hormone replacement therapy before the age of 18. I do not give a single what you think. I mean, the fact they're selling pharmaceutical products without a license is bad enough in and of itself. They're making it themselves. What are you on about? Dude, this is absurd. Let's cut to the chase here. For those of you who don't know, this is about trans stuff, okay? So let's just cut straight to the chase. So there's something called DIY HRT, okay? Now what DIY HRT is essentially if you consider yourself trans, but for whatever reason you're not able to obtain the correct, medicine, hormones, or whatever the case may be to treat you. The idea of DIY HRT is that you are able to go onto a website and order it yourself, right? Now, obviously, the legality of these are questionable at best, right? You are ordering what are potentially like controlled substances, right? Or, like prescription medication, say, or something like that, right? Like you can't just go and get any prescription medication you want. Some of it is controlled by the government, and you're only able to pick up if you've got like a valid prescription, right? Now, DIY HRT, it broadly goes in two kind of directions. So you've got actual professionally, medically produced by like a pharmaceutical company drugs, okay, that like fall off the back of a truck, say, or something like that. And then, or maybe someone works somewhere and steals some and sells it on the black market, whatever, right? So that is obviously just the normal drugs that are made to the normal pharmaceutical standards. And it just so happens that they get into the possession of someone that's willing to sell them on the internet. And that can be one way of doing it. But there's also another means of doing it too with the DIY HRT, which is homemade, homebrew HRT, which I believe, was it Mr. Metica that took to calling it, and I quote, not being bigoted myself, Troonshine, I think is what it was referred to as, right? And if I'm understanding correctly from what I've seen, one method with which you get the chemical, one of the chemicals that's needed, they're in like plastic bags. So by melting down plastic bags, you get this chemical, one of the chemicals that you need. So one of the kind of narratives or memes that's born out of it is the idea that you're injecting liquefied plastic bags into yourself. Now, look, I obviously have had like a woke phase, okay? And I'm still fairly woke on some issues. I'm quite progressive on some issues. But if you go back to when Destiny's Manifesto dropped about keffals, I covered it and I went over the segment about the DIY HRT, and yeah, I was like very critical. If anything, I'd be more critical now and harsher about it. But, to really clarify, it is obviously patently absurd, the idea that you would allow people to easily access these medications without any sort of medical help, assistance, or intervention, right? There's lots of various issues that you could talk about with it, okay? But yeah, I've always felt that it's, like, I think for like an adult, there's maybe some marginal cases that you could point to, which I would go, okay, yeah, like, as long as it's pharmaceutical stuff and not the homemade shit, and I genuinely don't have as much of an issue if you're going to go and do that. You're an adult, live and die by your own sort of decisions, so to speak, right? But obviously, I would always say you should do it properly, do it for the medical authorities, etc., etc., right? However, another angle to this was that these sites were used and accessed by minors. And this isn't something that was kind of like discreetly kept out as like a sort of thing that was done, but on like a very, you know, even from their perspective, on like only a necessary basis or something. It was like freely discussed and openly promoted as something that minors could do if you're not able to get the medication yourself. Which to me is just like mind boggling. The idea that an adult would promote the idea of a minor of their own accord pursuing access to, in some cases, homemade hormone therapy because they believe they're trans. It's like fucking absurd. On the face of it, it's totally and utterly absurd. And on top of that as well, another angle that you could bring into this too, okay, is egg cracking, right? So there's this narrative that there's some people out there who are trans, but they don't realize it yet, okay? Now, that is insane on adults. The idea that you could, you know, kind of work with someone to crack their egg and help them realize that they're trans. But when you're doing it between an adult and a minor and you're trying to crack the egg, sounds kind of like grooming to me, to be honest with you. I think can I say that? I think I can say that. That's my opinion, okay? I'm not saying all LGBTs are doing this. I'm just highlighting that I have a massive issue with an adult speaking to a minor about their gender outside of the context of, you know, a medical professional or something like that, and trying to help them along their way to being trans. And then, if, you know, well, don't worry, we got this website here that you can use to get the treatment. Bro. Craziness. Now, the reason this entered the public discourse, as I just kind of referenced, is keffals supported something called the DIY HRT directory, I believe is what it was called. And it was essentially a list with all of these various fucking websites on where you could go and you could gain access and, you know, get these websites to send you stuff, essentially, to put it simply, right? So why am I talking about this today? Well, one reason I'm talking about this today is I am very cynically hopping on to the video that is likely going to come out soon, I think, in regards to keffals from Mutahar. So hopefully that'll be a benefit. And keffal stuff tends to do quite well. But on top of that as well, something has happened which I think is worthy of some coverage here. Okay? So what is it that's happened? This has happened. So I found this off both Twitter and also Kiwi Farms. I pulled some information from there too. It's a joint effort, okay? So this person here, the UK government is taking down DIY HRT websites. Now, I saw this and I was like, is this what this is? I don't think this is them taking the website down, but this is the government requesting Google, I guess, delist it from search results, I think is what this is, if you look here. Government request removal complaint to Google. Okay. Now, it originates from the UK, so this is in relation to a UK-based website, right? And the organization that's actually sent it, I wasn't familiar with. They are the medicines... Well, it makes perfect sense, right? Oh, you can't see. Fucked it up. There you go. Boom. So it's called the MRHA Criminal Enforcement Unit. Sounds a little bit dicey. So the MHRA is a UK government organisation, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency. So I guess it's in the name, but yeah, they regulate medicines, medical devices, and blood components for transfusion in the UK.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Imagine keffals threatens to 41% in response to the Muta video.
Augie RC, thank you for the super chats. But I don't think that's actually you. Thank you very much, nonetheless, for the $5. I don't think that's something that Augie would say that explicitly. But anyway, thank you very much. So anyway, I thought this was quite an interesting kind of development. And this obviously comes off the back of, I think, the CAS report, the CAS review, which was a kind of a broad analysis of the efficacy of treatment for gender incongruence, pediatric gender incongruence. I don't know what the correct terminology is. Trans kid stuff, okay? That's the kind of idea that they're getting at with it. But yeah, and it was found very lacking. The evidence was found wanting, exceptionally wanting, okay? And there's been lots of discussion, discourse, and conversation about it. And I think off the back of this, I'm guessing this is probably linked to that, but obviously not 100% sure. Just before you deep dive, remember this is only possible because of the Drop Kiwi Farms campaigns. Yes, some of this information I got from Kiwi Farms. I did get this from Kiwi Farms, and Kiwi Farms are mean. Kiwi Farms are harsh. Kiwi Farms has naughty words on. Kiwi Farms even doxes some people. However, Kiwi Farms was right about this. Okay, there's no two ways about it. This was absolutely a good thing to call out and bring attention to. The idea that, like, so look, okay, if there's a trans adult, right, they are going to be very fucking governed by their own perspective on it, right? And so they're not going to be able to rationalize in quite the same way. And it's, you see it in discourse online. The idea that a kid who's presenting something needs to see a fucking doctor to figure out what the fuck is going on, and not have some random internet autist pump them with fucking liquefied bags to act like it's HRT or whatever, right? It's such an insane concept to me. And it's so obvious to anyone that isn't completely ideologically fucking corrupted that it is a terrible, terrible idea to promote and facilitate minors having access to complicated medical treatments that they may not even long-term need, right? And, without going into all of the kind of history with the drama of this, there's like examples where some of the advocates for this stuff, keffals tweeting out, talking about wanting to trans your kids, right? As a joke. And it's like, okay, you try and claim it's a joke, but then on the other hand, just saying, hey, here's a fucking variety of websites where you can get access to things which will make you, hormones and stuff, right? And guess what? you don't. There's no fucking age bracket. Just click the button and you're in, and you can order it. Like, dude, it's insane. So it becomes less funny as a joke when there's actually a way to facilitate that happening, and that is being, utilized. And there's another person who was involved in this called Bob Posting, or Chloe was their name. And in a funny twist, they actually ended up getting arrested and I think put in prison maybe for trying to rob a bank. Fucking crazy. Anyway, the responses to this are sadly predictable, which is people complaining about the fact that they're not going to be able to access these treatments and these medicines any further. I mean, dude, it is just crazy, bro. Time to move to countries where estrogen is over the counter and start selling it on the dark web. Yeah, I'm sure there's a great countries to live in, but by all means, go ahead. Is this something to be worried about? And if so, how do I prepare? Stockpile raws. I don't know what that means. Wait, what? Aren't trans people protected under the Equality Act? They should start taking action and filing lawsuits instead of taking these attacks lying down. Sorry, can you point me to the place in the Equalities Act where it says trans people are entitled to controlled medication whenever they want, without question? Bro, what the fuck? Trans people are entitled to unregulated websites selling whatever medicines they desire, apparently now. That's the argument. Yeah, that's equality, you see, is just having websites freely available where you can order whatever fucking trans treatment you think is right for you without any medical intervention. Based. What is it they say? Be your own endocrinologist. That's what I saw. You know, yeah, just have a look online, read a bit about it, and you can just do, you know, a job which would normally require a high level of training and knowledge. You can just do it yourself. Just read a couple of guides on YouTube or something. Excuse me, I'm trans. Oh, I didn't realize. Please do whatever you want all the time. Well, I guess this is where we'll disagree, Chud. I think you should be able to buy whatever, your body, your choice. Well, I don't, you know. The thing is as an adult, right, I am on board with the idea that you can do whatever you want, right? But that doesn't mean that I think that you should be able to freely access heroin, right? I'm not saying, you know, I'm not sat here thinking you should have a website where you can just go and order as much heroin as you want and stuff like that. I think there needs to be some reasonable guardrails on our society so people don't fuck themselves up and shit like that, right? So, you know, I don't think you really can complain if a site which is against the law gets taken down because it is illicitly selling you drugs that should be free at a pharmacy or on prescription or something like that, right? And the other problem that you've got with these illegal sites is what measures have they got in place to stop children from buying, you know? So yeah, I don't know, man. It's it is not. I don't care about adults really that much. Do as you please. I mean, yeah, by all means, move to Thailand. Move to Thailand. Become a Thai ladyboy for all I care. Don't whatever. Okay. But I guess I'm just a bit like, yeah, you don't really have a right to complain about this because, I mean, what you can complain about it, but I think it's an absurd, retarded complaint when this is likely a website that is unregulated, unregistered, and operating outside of UK law, right? So also, I think there's okay, here we go. So here's the full takedown request letter, by the way. Ooh, very official. So yeah, to whom it may concern, NICE NIC International Group Co. Please accept this letter as a formal request for the suspension of the domain names listed herein for the reasons outlined below. The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency are the executive arm of the Department of Health and Social Care and a law enforcement agency in the UK. We investigate the criminal supply of illegal medicinal products, and during one of our investigations, the following domain name website has come to our attention: vanapharma.org. So this is the website, right? We investigate the criminal supply of illegal medical products. Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. Wasn't one of the arguments about the DIY HRT stuff that it was legal? No? Am I misremembering? I thought it was presented as no big fucking deal. I could be wrong on that, so take that with a pinch of salt, okay? Take that with a pinch of salt. I could be wrong. Maybe they were like, yeah, this is all totally illegal. Or maybe they were like, it's a grey area. I don't know. Anyway, continuing on. Internationally, every jurisdiction has their own laws and regulations. Frequently, there is a degree of uniformity across all nations pertaining to drug safety and pharmacy practice laws, regulations, and standards. It was on the DIY HRT website. They said it was legal in the UK. Really? Do you have a screenshot of that at all you can share? Or any information I can look at for that? Take that with a pinch of salt because I don't know. Okay, all I'm going to say is this was promoted to minors. I think that's a pretty reasonable fucking comment, right? The DIY HRT was promoted to minors as well as adults. Right? Okay. Frequently, there's a degree of uniformity across the nations pertaining to drug safety. and pharmacy practice laws, regulations, and standards. The listed website has been identified as facilitating the commission of criminal offences relating to one or more of the applicable regulations of the Human Medicines Regulations 2012, which consolidate the law of the UK concerning medicinal products for human use. Regulation 46 of the Human Medicines Regulation Act 2012. A person may not sell or supply or offer to sell or supply a medicinal product otherwise than in accordance with the terms: A marketing authorization, B, a certificate of registration, C, a traditional herb registration, or D, an Article 126A authorization. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty obvious here. It seems pretty clear to me here that, like, yeah, they obviously didn't have the correct authorization, the government rubber stamp to say you were justified to do this. By the way, quick point on that. What argument would a libertarian have on this front? Because they are fucking anti a lot of government shit, aren't they? See, this is where I think government's based, right? Let the government step in and fucking take to task organizations that try and circumvent reasonable rules and stuff. But if you're a libertarian, you'd probably have to be against this on principle, wouldn't you? You'd probably have to be like, no, actually, as a libertarian, I think it's totally fine to have a website that minors can access where they can order HRT. No trouble at all. Regulation 214 of the Human Medicines Regulation 2012. A person may not sell or supply a prescription-only medicine except in accordance with a prescription given by an appropriate practitioner. If this was genuinely argued to be legal in the UK, which I'm taking with a pinch of salt, that's fucking absurd. Right? There's no way. Dishing out prescription medication without a prescription. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. No problem. Regulation of the Human Medicines Regulations 2012. A person may not publish an advertisement for a medicinal product unless one of the following is in force for the product: marketing authorization, certificate of registration, a traditional herbal registration, an Article 126A authorization. A person may not publish an advertisement that is likely to lead to the use of a prescription-only medication. Right, so yeah, they were obviously advertising this stuff too. And whilst, obviously, I can't speak to... I can't speak to what exactly this website was offering. But what I can say is that here is one example of the packaging from one DIY HRT site. And it says here, you can't see it, it says, keep out of reach of parents. There's a line here, keep out of reach of parents. Oh, there's a bigger image here. Don't look at my giant girl dick. Keep out of reach of parents. Right. Okay. Why would anyone be concerned about this? You're just transphobic. You just want to restrict trans people from having access to healthcare and having the same rights as everyone else. No. You sound like a fucking groomer right now. Keep out of reach of parents. Are you serious? It's fucking disgraceful, dude. It's honestly shocking that... I mean, dude, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It is very weird, yes. Okay, and then it just goes in to explain the terminology, right? So then it continues on here. So this is the important parts here. The domain is offering the sale and supply of unauthorized medicines to persons in the UK. The domain is not a registered pharmacy in the UK, or it appears anywhere else in the world. The targeting of UK individuals in this way is illegal and presents a real risk of harm to public health in the UK. We realise that you may not be responsible for the content displayed on the website, but the website is accessed through the domain name, and suspension of the domain name will prevent the risk of harm to health in the UK and continued criminal activity. A screenshot of the website is appended at the bottom of this request. To avoid Nice Nick International Group Co. Limited facilitating continued criminal activity, we'd be grateful if you could review your process to confirm if you provide a service to the domain name vanapharma.org. If you do, we ask that you review your customer contract and the ICANN Registrar Accreditation Academy on the basis which the service to the registrant has been provided and formally request you take action to suspend the domain name. The ICANN Registration Accreditation Agreement takes that the recorded WHOIS data must be accurate. So they ask to review, take appropriate action. We also ask that you do not allow any changes to the WHOIS information for the registered name holder. So that's just obviously to make sure they can catch them if they want to take further action, presumably. So it's just kind of administrative stuff here. And yeah, it goes on. There we go. We'll go through time assistance given this matter. Look, first response. So obviously there's government emails on here, right? And they're asking how full can they make them. Dude, that is insane to me. This is genocide. I am so far removed from these people. It's unreal at this point, right? It's wild to me. This is genocide. Oh. So we've got the DIY HRT directory here. Thank you. Good link. Good link. We've got an archive linked. And it just goes over it all. I mean, listen, dude, we've been here before, right? But anyway, the important part that we're looking at here is... where is it? You actually had it there. Sorry, let me just go back to this. Oh. I messed it up, guys. I messed it up. No, I scrolled up. I shouldn't have scrolled up. Don't worry, we'll get it again. Here we go. Is this illegal? Ordering these medications almost always carries zero legal risk of legal consequence. This is because in most countries, estrogens and anti-androgens are not controlled substances that are illegal to order or possess. However, because ordering medication online without a prescription is unregulated, packages may still be seized by customs, essentially the border police, yeah, and destroyed. Customs seizure is rare, though, and most sellers will resend a package for free or refund an order if it is seized. Well, I think they're playing a game here, right? Like, I think they're saying that you will not be at legal consequence for ordering, which I don't know if that's even true. But obviously, this isn't really addressing whether the website is illegal or not, right? And yeah, obviously, if you as a website are selling prescription medication without any prescription, you are breaking the law, obviously. Like, otherwise, why would you bother having, having it? And also, like, I don't know, man. I just think that's quite an important thing to highlight. But obviously they're trying to do it almost as like, well, you'll be all right. This is how the law works in most countries, including the UK. Dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, if it got seized by customs, right, and you tried to get it, I don't know. I'd presume. It seems crazy to me that you could order medication on a website that is itself illegal, and then if it got discovered and you were found out, that you would not have any legal case to answer to. Now, I'm not saying you get put in prison for 100 years, but surely they would like want to inhibit that sort of behavior via the law. Then would they not? Hmm. However, ordering from domestic sources using homebrew sources being when it's made homebrew, literally homebrew, will carry essentially zero risk of seizure because domestic mail does not pass through customs. Fucking hell, man. It is just mind-boggling to me that this receives any support. Like even trans people that are using it, right? Like you would have thought they'd want to keep this on the down low because of how fucking insane it sounds, but no. This was at a time promoted widely, you know, before the kind of, well, around the Kiwi Farm stuff, I guess. I mean, this was sponsored by Keffals. The DIY HRT directory was sponsored by Keffals, who at the time was like a big prominent lefty streamer. You know, even went on to Ethan Klein's show. And because Ethan Klein was being very soy at the time, he didn't really push hard on it. And so Keffals got away with being extremely non-committal in answering questions about it. But this shit was whack, and it was always whack, you know? Because, you know, without any limitation on kids being able to order it, I mean, it's, you know, you just don't know. You don't know what you're going to be fucking, who you're sending it to. Fuck me, man. So anyway, there is some further responses to this, which we're going to have a quick look at. So this was on the Transgender UK subreddit. This is pulled from Kiwi Farms, but the post itself got deleted. So we have to look at this. It got deleted from Reddit. Banner website taken down by law enforcement. I don't know what to do at this point. I want to scream and cry. First, they make trans care on the NHS completely inaccessible. Then they start cracking down on private clinics. And now they're going after DIY. They're literally going to make it impossible to be trans in the UK. Don't think for a second Labour won't continue this sick crusade. I can't take this anymore. Why do they fucking hate us so much? By the way, this is something that even the gender critical people aren't really seemingly addressing, or they're kind of ignoring maybe. But like the point of the cast review was to say that there needs to be more clinics set up around the country so there's not these long wait times and stuff like that. So I think that what you're going to see is more help for adults who have got these needs, you know? But people are acting like it's, oh, well, that's shut down and that's it. That's it on all sides of the argument. You know, that's it. No more fucking trans. We banned being trans in the UK. That's it. It's over. Which I just don't really think is true. Yeah, there's that. And then there's this. So the mods removed this for some reason. So, for clarification's sake, this was a request that Google delist the site from their search results, not the website itself being forcibly taken down. I gather the website will still be fine, but discussion of that is beyond the scope of this subreddit. Just pointing this out in the hope that it'll help some people worry a bit less. Fucking hell, man. Can we just have one day without this? I'm fucking done waking up to this sort of BS. I mean, look, you know, this is where my woke side's going to come out. But if you're an adult and you are using the service for yourself as an adult and it gets taken away, I get being annoyed about it, but it's like, it's an unregulated, unverified website. Yeah, of course. It's an illegally run website selling pharmaceuticals. of course, it's not going to be able to just endlessly operate. At some point, there's going to be a crackdown and it's going to get taken down because governments do not just want random fucking, self-appointed pharmacy people. What are they called? What are they could do? Pharmacists. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think the argument that's made is, oh, but you can't get this via the NHS, right? There's too long waiting lists and stuff like that, right? Which, my perspective on it is, yeah, that's the thing to focus on, is get these waiting lists down, get people seen, whatever, but like, obviously there needs to be medical professionals involved in the fucking process, right? Freewheeling is just not a good idea. I suppose if an adult wants to do this, that's up to you. That's your fucking decision. I'm not going to police what it is you're doing with this. But there's too much of a risk to kids. And also, this shit was promoted to kids by this DIY HRT website, And I'm going to go ahead and assume that there probably aren't many checks and balances on this stuff ending up in the hands of kids. Like, why would an illegally run website have any criteria on making sure kids aren't fucking ordering, dude? So yeah, and there's also this, which just shows, it just demonstrates that, yeah, it's this website. So yeah, here we go. Oh boy. Vanna Pharma ships domestically only in the UK, accepts cryptocurrency only at the time the screenshot was taken. Wow, that sounds very legitimate. Yeah, I really think that's a sign of a legitimate website. Is it only accepts cryptocurrency. Silk Road for trans. Oh man, that is rough. And this, yeah, so this is from the DIY HRT directory website, the website that keffals promoted. Vanna Pharma is a UK domestic source of homebrewed injections and transdermal estrogen. They have very good safety precautions and are a good source to consider if you live in the UK. So homebrewed injections. I think I know. I think I'm on the right track of this. I just don't want to get it wrong. And some trans goes, "Oh, you got it wrong. That's not what it means. You don't know anything about this." But that is the homemade gear, right? That's the that's the bathtub estrogen, isn't it? Wait. Hang on a minute. What is the meaning of this? Also, there's this. Let's see if I can find it. Everyone's got the image. Let me know. It's the cat hair. The cat hair in the DIY HRT. That was another banger. Someone got sent a vial of this stuff that was, I believe, homebrew. And it had like a hair in it. Well, it looked like a cat hair inside it. Oh, it's fucking dicey as fuck, dude. See, that's the other problem that I've got as well, is I do agree with the idea of adults can do what the fuck they want within reason. But like, if it means that they're buying something which has got hair in it, I mean, people should be protected from that, right? And if you're desperate and if you're in a desperate place and that's all you've got, I mean, and you're, a bit, You might end up just out of desperation deciding to do that. I don't know. Oh god, it's so rough, dude. Yeah, it's like unsanitary. But your desire to progress along with your treatment may possibly mean that you make a decision you might not normally make. It's the equivalent of you're on like a night out and there's some drugs and it's like, ooh, giving it a bit of the old side eye because you're a bit uncertain about the source of the drugs or what it's blended with or something, but you do it anyway because you want you like fuck it. Um, I don't know what the risk is. You know, at the end of the day, the cold hard reality is the reason this stuff is all done as a pharmaceutical procedure is to ensure quality of production, is to make sure that the people that are getting it need it, is to make sure they're given correct doses, that there's not excessive doses given that could cause problems or underdosed. And I think the issue is that people will focus on, you know, issues, but they'll use that to justify all of the terrible, insane ideas. You know, it's like, well, there's a problem here with my treatment or a friend's treatment or some people's treatment. So therefore, we should have full access to illegal websites selling this stuff because there's issues. And yeah, I mean, the other thing, honestly, with this particular issue, the trans community, the online trans community, really shot itself in the foot because, you know, I think if there was an argument of like it's for adults and stuff, there would have been hate and shit and stuff like that. But I don't think it would have had quite the same response as what it got when they were saying it was for kids, it was for minors. I mean, it's just fucking insane, dude. We've got an illicit website selling over the counter drugs, and there's no age limitations. And in fact, if you're a minor, you should do this if you can't get it elsewhere. It's mental. That isn't even getting into some of the other stuff. Did I not? Did I make you a I thought I did. Yeah, you link it. Link it. Link that shit. Dude, it's just shameful. It's shameful that, you know, this is something that was created, defended broadly. And yeah. I do think, wait a second, I'm just on a certain place looking for some more stuff. Oh, what is this? Given minus HRT is good, actually. The HRT in question contaminated with hair. And that's Bob Posting's account, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. This was repeated. It was repeatedly argued that it wasn't just like, oh, you know, desperate situation, da da da, like at the very base level. It's good. It's good, actually. Just received my replacement vial from Lillian Otokonoko. Oh, the like weird lolly thing that I showed with the drugs. I think that was Otokonoko. That was that one, I believe. As my original vial I ordered had a hair in it. This one has a hair in it too. Why me? God, does she not like check her vials? Right. Took me 2 seconds to see it when holding up a light to the vial. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. You're telling me that someone that is operating and running an illegal website, illicitly selling over-the-counter medication without any sort of permit, hasn't got good standards. That's making homebrew drugs hasn't got high standards. This is absolutely shocking to me. I would have thought this is like when medicine gets produced at a factory. Oh my goodness. Right, took me 2 seconds to see it when holding a light up to the vial. Wouldn't it be hard to do that before she ships it, especially considering, like, I told her there was a hair in the last one. Surely that would make her a bit more diligent about checking the one she ships me at the very least. It's a collectible. Honestly, how do you get a hair in something intended to be injected into people? Good question. Whoa, what the fuck? Like an actual hair? Have you shaken the vial? Does it break apart? Like an actual hair? It does not break apart. Exactly, it's wild. Especially twice with one person. There's a catwalk on a prep table or something. Oh, God. Not a great photo, but this is what it looks like. Jesus Christ, dude. And there's the image. And we got some further testimonies from people that use Vanna Pharmaceutical. Thank you to the farms for this one. Okay. Right. Okay, what we got here? They are overall good, but not perfect. I found my first gel shipment never arrived. Non-binary trans femme. Okay. So she reshipped it and it came 2 days later. Made a new order November 13th, confirmed on November 15th, but still not arrived. Emailed yesterday afternoon and no reply. She's normally very prompt, and the website has said restock this week or early next week since Friday. Starting to get worried something has gone wrong. Yeah. Missing parcels. Damn. Oops. Okay. And then we got some more testimonies here. I took my Cypionate. Is that it? Vanna Pharma to Clinic Q, trans-led in London for an injection as I can't self-inject, and the doctor looked at it and said it wasn't legit. Dude. Oh my god, that is a banger reference. This is like reading the Vault experiments on the computers in Fallout. Oh my god, dude. I'll be going back next week for advice. Oh, also, here's another thing too, another point with this is I think that there's a dishonest presentation that has happened with this too, where it's been presented as DIY HRT for minors, right? You know what I'm saying, right? And then it's like, whoa, that sounds fucking insane and a terrible idea. And the response has been at times, well, you see, the thing is, if these people don't get the drugs that they want, they will redact themselves. Which is obviously, you know, once again, with the cast review and other things, been demonstrated to be, you know, a lie pushed by progressives, essentially. Right? So it's like, it was never they're going to top themselves if you don't do this. It has always been, we're going to say that in order to emotionally manipulate you to get you to think this is actually okay. But it's not. It's fucked. I'll be going back next week for advice. However, I'm confused as to what everyone else is doing. They said it can damage my body. They said someone came in with estrogen facial oil, thinking it was estradiol. The doctor even said the label wasn't stuck on properly. Why would someone sell counterfeit estradiol? Because they're running an illegal website and they're making money. Like, what? Why are these people so shocked that someone that is running an illegal website? Maybe they don't realize it's illegal. But yeah, of course. They're doing it because they don't fucking care. They just want to make money. I just realised that the staff are doing their job. It's what I would do. I wouldn't tell anyone to inject unknown substances that were bought off the internet, even with the test results harm reduction study. I would tell them it's safer to get a prescription, which they did. I would also tell them to throw it in the bin, which they also did. I blame it on being young, dumb, and optimistic. Clinic Cure was free blood tests for DIY, bridging prescriptions and injections. Yeah. I thought they would help me, but I was wrong. Fucking hell. At the end of the day, it's too much of a liability. Livelihoods and lives at risk. Potential jail time. A dumpster fire of a mess any doctor with reasonable sense would stay away from. Yeah, of course. Of course. Any doctor that isn't a complete and utter despicable person would obviously not want to get involved in that. But yeah, that's from the the trans DIY subreddit. Apparently, there's some coping going on. Call me when British Customs figures out how to stop people importing controlled substances. Wait a second. I thought the argument was that it's not a controlled substance, therefore it's not illegal. Estrogen isn't even a controlled substance either. They literally don't have a legal reason to do that. Dude, these people are insane. Yeah, there's no legitimate legal reason for the government to shut down a website selling illicit pharmaceutical products without a license. Yeah, no possible legal reason for this. Just let them sell whatever they want. Come on, dude. How is it fake pharmaceuticals, though? It's exactly what it's claimed to be. It makes no mention of being medical grade, and it's not a controlled substance. Oof. So we've seen that. Yeah. Damn. Why did they do this? I know that, but
Okay,
what is the
that's
legal ground to
wonderful.
do this?
But
Nothing
how
on
do I
those
make
sites was
money
illegal.
off depressed people?
If they keep taking this stuff, it might help them 41 themselves.
I disavow, but thank you for the €5. Honestly, I wonder if these people are not just coping, but they've genuinely been misled. Maybe they think because there's possibly not legal consequence for them, which I'm doubtful of anyway, that maybe it's all okay. And this is all legal above the board stuff when obviously it's not. Fucking hell, dude. Guillotines. I genuinely don't get what's the end goal here. Restrict all access to any hormones. Reject treatment for all trans individuals. No, that is not the goal at all. The goal is don't let people just randomly order off a fucking website with no legitimate license to do so. Yeah, people are not happy about this. Damn. I hate the UK. God, there is very much a kind of like, we're not getting what we want vibe, isn't there? You know? God, it's so irritating to me. We're not getting what we want out of this, so this is bad. Very kind of narcissistic, self-centered perspective. But I mean, what do you expect? Okay. But yeah, so there we go. That is the Vanna Pharmaceutical website, Vanna Pharma, getting shut down by the UK government. It's all over. Here's some classics. As keffals is probably going to go in the thumbnail for this one. I am donating. Yeah. Societies create age of consent laws for good reasons. Under 18 is too young for permanent life-threatening medical decisions such as hormone therapy. Anyone who encourages otherwise is either a groomer or much worse. I am donating thousands of dollars a year to a resource so people affected by hysterical anti-trans laws can access hormone replacement therapy before the age of 18. I do not give a single shit what you think. Holy fuck, dude! The scum of the earth might call me a groomer for it, but if a minor approaches me and asks me how to transition, I will point them to resources to help them do it. I'm gonna transgender your children, try and stop me, bitch. Like I say, okay, this is supposed to be, well, It's presented as a joke. But what's the joke when you are literally saying, here's a website where you can access DIY HRT, no age required? I mean, it's like, there is no joke. You're serious. You're serious about this. Conservative screaming lol, big hands. Okay, continue directing people to my account. Your kids will start hormones. I'm going to turn them transgender. It's just... What an L. What a massive, enormous, despicable L. Fucking hell, dude. Crazy. So yeah, there we go, guys. That is the story of the UK government doing something good for once in their fucking life. Okay? It's about bloody time. Okay. Oh, we got some other stuff here, it looks like. Credit to Kiwi Farms for having a lot of information here. Absolutely based. Oh, look, we got some... Oh, look. Hey, am I going to get arrested for this? UK government, I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist, okay? I'm a tourist. I'm a journalist. Is your HRT safe? This is one of those difficult questions. It's hard to tell. We don't mean to disparage our products, which we use ourselves, but neither do we wish to give an unrealistic picture of our HRT. Safety can never be 100% confirmed, even for high-end, large-scale pharmaceutical preparations, much less independently compounded HRT. So this website was definitely 100% without any issue, concern making this themselves. They were making their own pharmaceutical products without a license, not just selling pharmaceutical products. They were making their own. And people are genuinely bothered and upset that it's gotten taken down. You cannot be fucking serious, dude. Just incredible levels of delusion at play here. No one likes to disparage. So much is dependent on the individual physiology, and sadly, not even doctors or pharmaceutical companies get it right 100% of the time. Is that not an argument against what you're doing, though? If even doctors can't get it right, if pharmaceutical companies can't get it right 100% of the time, that gives you a chance of what? Like, what percentage of the time are you getting it right, then? Fucking hell, dude. No one likes to disparage their own creations, but it bears repeating that neither we nor any other non-pharmaceutical source of HRT out there can guarantee you the same consistency that pharmaceutical preparations deliver. So even if you were to look at this from the perspective of a trans person, right? I'm just going to put myself in the head of a trans person for a second. Look how I was just I'm thinking. Just thinking up there. Thinking. You may be taking medication that is not even having an impact on you. You might be taking a medication that's not even working. Is that not insane? That like you're taking meds that you want to make your body look a certain way and it's not even working potentially. Fucking hell, dude. Bears repeating that neither we nor any other non-pharmaceutical... Yeah, we've seen that. To that end, if you acquire pharmaceutical preparations within a set cost and period of time that is acceptable to you, we advise you obtain it from that source. Anyone claiming they can achieve the same safety profile as large pharmaceutical companies is lying to you. Your health is one of the most valuable resources you have. Don't fritter it away. That out of the way, we do endeavour to maintain sterility of our vials and the products for the use of vacuum filtration and a bunch of other stuff. Jesus Christ. Crazy. It's fucking nuts, dude. Can I access the rest of this? Is it archived fully? How does it work? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we can. Yo! Yo, we can actually access this. Who are we? This is good. This is handy. See, look. Kiwi Farms isn't just people's addresses. See? You get some good info sometimes. Hey? Huh? No one's getting doxxed. We're all good. We are HRT suppliers frustrated with the low standard of trans healthcare in the UK and the wider European region. Wait times many times long, coupled with humiliating diagnostic and legislative hurdles, dissuade vulnerable populations from obtaining life-saving treatment. Ooh. And inflict years of psychological and physiological damage on those forced to obey the whims of an overburdened and largely uncaring medical establishment. The damage resulting from this approach to healthcare requires tens of thousands of dollars to partially rectify, as in many cases irreparable. Opportunities to obtain private healthcare are dismal, overpriced, or both. Over-politicization of the health service. God fucking damn it, man. I just really despise this argument they make that things are imperfect here. Therefore, this homebrew solution is actually a good idea. It's really shit, so let's just do it like this and make it ourselves and sell it to you. It's like, dude, they're fucking... God. I just don't think I could ever... Like, I could say, okay, if you're an adult, a full adult yourself, and you know, and you've been on it for years, and you have a problem with supply, and you want to buy an actual pharmaceutical product from someone, I'll look the other way, okay? I could never, in good faith or good conscience, say it is acceptable or good to purchase home-brewed products. That is insane. That is so absurd to me. And they're saying themselves, we cannot guarantee it to the same level as a pharmaceutical company do. Like, what are you putting in yourself? We don't even know. Crazy. Oh my God. Our goal is to provide cheap, safe, and effective hormone therapy to trans individuals. We're professionals with experience working in sterile environments, following tried and tested formulations from HRT. Well, they're saying that there. Do you know what I think of?
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Just got my shipment of ChudLogic. Meow meow.
Thank you for the 333. You know in the Minority Report where Tom Cruise goes to get his eyes changed, and it's like, oh, it's a normal medical place, you think, but then it's like very dirty, and then in the fridge you've got like the actual sandwich that's been made, but he's blind because he's got his eyes closed, so he reaches out and there's a rotten sandwich that he eats and he drinks the rotten milk. I just imagine that, dude. I can't play it because it will get claimed on the thing, but you just take my word for it, okay? Free delivery in the UK. I'm guessing you can't click through. Discreet packaging available by default. Dude. Discreet packaging. Let me ask you a question. Who might need discreet packaging, pray tell? Hey? I live by myself, okay? And I could get a stack like this of, I don't know, the most insane fucking porno you could imagine, right? I could get it delivered to me. I could get it delivered in a box that says big fucking fat black ass porno, no trouble, okay? If I wanted to, right? Because, yeah, the delivery driver might give me a funny look, and I'd be like, yeah, listen, we've all got a goon, haven't we? Okay? But if I was, you know, underage, speaking to certain people on Discord, talking about trans issues, oh, am I trans? Well, I'm interested, but I don't want my parents to see what I'm ordering here. Like, dude, it's just, oh, God, it's so wrong. This is so fucked, dude. Are people genuinely like, of course. Like, imagine a UK government fucking operative an enforcer of the law on this issue looking at this website. Would they be blown away by this shit, dude? Due to the nature of the product and the service we provide, we only accept cryptocurrency. Payment in other forms might come available at a later time. If you have completed a payment but you received a notice stating that the order was cancelled, do not panic. Contact us. We currently deliver to UK addresses. We welcome potential resellers who wish to provide our HRT to international customers who are unable to service, or domestic customers who are unable to utilize our limited payment options. Any potential resellers are welcome to set resale price at their discretion. Buy our stuff and resell it, no problems. Dude, this is complete fucking criminal. This is criminal. This is literally criminal, dude. What the fuck, man? There's no way. But yeah, the site has been taken down, so. Although apparently the site has been taken down because they took it down themselves, I want to say. Dude, is this not just the most insane shit? I don't know. Oh my god, man. Okay, there's more memes I'm finding here. Dude. Fucking dude. S-Queer complaining about this. I thought, what, this was an ethics professor. Oh my god. Funny how the worst, most disgusting, retarded takes on this issue, you can guarantee that S-Queer is going to be there. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But not surprising at this point. Jesus Christ, dude. Ugh. But yeah, anyway, I think that's it. I mean, we got quite a lot out of that. We got to look at the website too. Was there anything on the Reddit? I think I had the Reddit thread too. Ooh, Reddit. What did Reddit say about this? I think that's where I saw that it got taken down by the website themselves. Oh, the website may be fine. Right, okay, okay. It might be fine. It looks like it's down. I can't access the website at this point. Wait, did I miss something? The UK is attempting to use war... There's no way. What? What are they on about? It's an illegal fuck... They are selling homemade pharmaceutical products without any license. I mean, the fact they're selling pharmaceutical products without a license is bad enough in and of itself. They're making it themselves. What are you on about? Dude, this is absurd. How could you possibly do that? It's fucking mind-boggling, bro. How can these people defend every single bad, worst shit take going? I've opened up too many tabs, honestly. Fuck me, dude. I've got tabs galore here. What the fuck am I doing? Close, 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 close. How did it get to this? It's just, you know, and this again is like another example of where I'm so far removed from these fucking freaks, dude. I could never in a million years think of like justifying this or arguing for like keeping this website up or claiming that it's like you know, a war on drugs tactic. Dude, what the fuck, dude? It's real. It is real. The UK is attempting to use war on drugs tactics to target hormone therapy and guides on how to administer hormone therapy safely for those forced to use DIY due to bans on care. To target hormone therapy. This website was home brewing fucking drugs. People are absurd. Literally just liars. They're fucking liars. They just lie. They just lie about what's going on. They don't tell you the truth ever about anything. They just lie to you. It's sickening. It's totally sickening to me. Chud, you say homemade hormones are bad, but you literally have hormones made by your own body at home. Crack is also homebrewed. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, if someone was doing drugs, go crazy. I genuinely don't care if it's fucking adults. I think that if I just yeah, even if we got the minors out of the equation, okay, which some of these people don't seem to want to do that, but even if we got the minors out of the equation, it's like you're engaging with a website that is selling dodgy stuff, you know? Crack is okay. No, I don't. I think they're fucking around, aren't they? I don't think. I think everyone is on board with this being utterly absurd. The idea that you'd be critical of the UK government for taking down a website that manufactures its own pharmaceutical products without any, you know, professional standard applied or license or anything. Oh yeah, there's this classic too. We'll chuck in there. So I've heard that in order to do DIY safely, you have to be your own endocrinologist. Could you imagine making this argument about any other form of like drug like this, where you need to like measure your levels and stuff like that? Fucking hell, man. There's some where you probably could do it with, like, you can do it with the... Hey, Dario!
More like eyes nuts.
Thanks for the sub. Hope you're well, mate. There's some, like, diabetes where you can just, I think it's just like a finger prick or something, isn't it? To check your blood sugar, like a simple reading. But I presume that there's a lot of stuff you would need to take into account doing this, right? It's not really that complicated. Really? It's, you argue that, you know, managing and controlling the application of hormones outside of your normal, like, you know, steroids, for example, right? Like, people do their own steroids, but there are still problems with that. And you need to seek out professional assistance to get an understanding of what you actually need. Like, you can't just, you know. And also, steroids are like dangerous too. Like, some people are okay, but other people aren't, and they get fucked themselves up from taking steroids. Yeah, exactly. You need to monitor, and you know, you need to go to professionals. Need to look and analyze your blood levels to make sure that you're not. Yeah, because I think if with steroids, if you go to the doctor and you say I'm juicing, they'll obviously advise you to not do that, but they've got no power to stop you from doing that, and they will like check your levels to make sure that you're not killing yourself. Right? Is that how it works? Or you can do it privately, right? Oh, dude, insanity, total insanity. But yeah, I think that is it. I think that is the end of that segment. Hey, listen, that's good. We got a little kind of keffals theme segment in the end there, in the light of Mutar's video coming out soon. That's good. Hey, that's good, isn't it?